just makes me, it just takes a load off. Good morning, guys. I'm just gonna set you right here. I know it's not like the best place on earth, but I have already been up this morning and I went straight away into like opening the blinds, you know, getting Loxie her fresh water, her breakfast, her supplements. She hasn't taken her anti-inflammatory yet because I usually wait a few hours, so that will be later. I think she's getting better because when I take her for her short walks, she like runs now. Like sometimes, you know, she'll kind of like sniff some grass and I'll keep walking and then she'll like run to catch up, and it's the cutest thing. So I definitely think Loxie is feeling so much better, and it just makes me, it just takes a load off to know that like she feels good. So I need to obviously do my whole skin thing, which I just did in a previous vlog, but I wanted to chat with you guys and tell you what the heck was going on with my Nest thermostat. So this is the first time that I've ever had a system like that when it comes to heating and cooling, and it's like, in my opinion, it's complex, but it's also kind of not once you understand the system. But I definitely feel like when you have something like that installed, you need like to take a course on this thing, because let me tell you what started happening. I feel like this story I need to tell you from the beginning, and I'm sorry if this is boring. So a couple weeks ago on my Nest app, because I can control the whole house from the app, I got an alert saying, hey, like, do you want to have your home like begin this seasonal mode thing? And I thought about it and I was like, you know what, why not? Like, this app is designed to, you know, do all these things, to be eco-friendly, and it's got eco modes and all the things, which I definitely try to hit as much as possible, which is basically like setting your temperature until it has like a little green leaf and it tells you like, okay, you're now running like a lower eco mode, which typically means you'll be hotter in the summertime and colder in the wintertime, right? So, but this was like a whole different program. This was like a seasonal thing where it just like was making, you know, adjustments to the temperature kind of based off of like patterns and things. I don't really know. Next thing I start noticing is that the house just isn't like warm enough, and I went to my thermostat and then it said alternate heat stage 2. Sorry, I just turned on the faucet to drip just so that my pipes don't freeze. I did that yesterday. So I've got this dripping, that dripping, the bathtub, and then all the other bathrooms in the house, as well as my kitchen faucet is also dripping. It's dripping pretty fast, but I can't like quite find the, you know, it's either off or anyways. So basically what was happening was that the seasonal setting was on and I finally found it, but I couldn't find a way to like turn it off. So what I did was I went back into my schedule and removed all of like the heat settings that it was running. The next thing I had to find out was how to turn off this alternate thing. And I was gonna do like a full reset of the Nest, and I was like, I don't want to go through that again. So I found where it was trying to trigger this heat stage. It was looking at a specific temperature. So if the temperature of the outside was at 30 degrees, or below, it was hitting this stage. So I went in and changed it to like 18 degrees, which it's warmer than 18 degrees, which means it's not gonna kick that in. So it's finally rerunning the heat. And anyways, the story sounds completely ridiculous, but that is what I've been working on today. Okay. It's thrilling here on my channel. I've been treating myself to way too much coffee on the daily, but listen, I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I'm paying the price because I've had several breakouts from the creamer. So anyways, listen, it was worth it. Also over here, I have some dishes that need to be done, and I wanted to show you guys that I'm gonna switch out my light bulb here, and I get these at Dollar Tree actually, and they go in to these little lamps. So here's the packaging. You can see this is the one that's done. So I'm just gonna get that. This over here. All right, I threw the light bulb away, but this I will recycle. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I should do gnomes or bunnies. What? So cute. Good morning, guys. It's actually not morning. It's 3:45 in the afternoon. My daughter's trying to FaceTime me. I'll call her back in a second just because I want to do this quick part because I do have an AC heater repair guy coming right now. I just don't think that the downstairs unit is running properly, and in the very least, I just want somebody to look at it and just make sure so that maybe if it is and it's so cold outside, and because my ceilings are so tall, it's just gonna be a little bit chilly right now. Like, I would rather just at least know nothing is like being damaged in the process, because that was like one of the things for me just when buying a house, was just like, oh my gosh, can you imagine like an AC unit going out? Like, very costly. So just trying to be better safe than sorry, but the downstairs just does not want to go above 70. And I do think that it has to go into the alternate heat stage mode when the temperature does drop. Like, I don't think that the normal heater is going to heat up the house like it's supposed to. So, but the guy's coming and we'll get it all figured out. I did organize my fridge, so I'm going to show you guys that. I filmed it this morning, got that all taken care of, and so let me go and show you. So, dun, dun, dun. All right, so just gonna open both the doors. This door over here like always wants to swing shut. I don't know if like the foundation is off a tiny little bit, but here is the result. The full video is on my main channel. I'll link it down below in case you want to know like where I got everything, all the organizing bins and jars and all that. It's all in the video. I clear it out, I clean it, and then I put the food back in and reorganize it. So it turned out really, really good. And this is the middle drawer, which this was the goal. This originally had drinks, and I just didn't think it was a very good use of space, so I had to definitely reorganize it, and I'm in love. So here's my nest. Gonna try to, there we go. So you can properly see, it's just, it has not gone over 69. It was at 68. And then when I realized that it does need to run using the alternate heat stage, it did climb up a degree, but it hasn't moved to 70 quite yet. And what's weird is that we have had several really cold days, and the heater was working like amazing. And I was actually, and let me tell you, I pick up on little things like this because the last house I lived there for 3 years, it had garbage AC units. I can't even talk about the whole situation with that because I can't tell you how many times that they had to like come repair the AC unit. It's one of those things where I'm like really sensitive to kind of knowing like, okay, what should a heater kind of be doing? And I moved into this house in February of last year, and I remember it being nice and toasty and all the things, and even then I still didn't like fully push it to like a really nice temperature. Like I did always keep it a degree or two like kind of below, and I would just like wear a sweater and stuff like that. But the upstairs is working great. Like I could go upstairs. Honestly, I'm probably going to, depending on what happens out of the situation, because the upstairs unit is running like smooth and it's super warm up there. But I still feel like regardless, surely. So quick update, I'm out of breath because I went up the stairs. So you know how that is, I just lose my breath. I forgot to open up the cabinet doors to the sink in my daughter's bathroom and then in the other bathroom upstairs, just so that the pipes don't freeze. And I've been dripping the faucets, the bathtubs, in every single bathroom. So the 2 upstairs, the guest, is that how many I have upstairs? 2 bathrooms? Yeah. And then the entryway bathroom and then my bathroom. So all the sinks, and then the kitchen cabinet, or the kitchen sink is also dripping, just again so that the pipes don't freeze. And for those of you who maybe just, I don't know, I've actually had some comments where people have been surprised by like me remarking about how cold it gets in Texas. But yes, it's actually, we get below freezing temperatures. And this morning I had to go pick up my grocery order from Walmart, you know, so that I could obviously restock and do the whole video. And I almost turned around and came back home because the roads were iced. I mean, I could have grabbed ice skates and done like a triple axel out there. I would have broken my neck and gone to the hospital, but I could have done it. And it was really bad. I mean, it was, we, like the people that were on the road were like driving 20 miles per hour. You know, it's like a thing where we don't get this very often, so we're not gonna like put chains and stuff kind of thing. I mean, maybe some people do, but anyways, the roads were very bad, and I went, got the groceries, came back, and the temperature is supposed to drop even further. We're supposed to actually get to 0 degrees. I don't know if that just shook anybody, but yes, I do live in North Texas, by the way, so this probably doesn't happen in Houston. I don't know, maybe a little bit, but we definitely have below freezing we are below freezing right now, and then we're gonna get to like a high of 16 degrees tomorrow, I think, and a low of 0, so which is crazy. So I just want to make sure that I've got the house as winterized as possible. I do have the covers on the outdoor hoses, or the faucet outside. Am I even saying that right? Let me show you. So here's my main sink in my bathroom. You can see that I've got it on the drip. Here's the other sink. The tub going as well. There's the dog. You can see I have this cover here just to protect this faucet from freezing, which you don't want that. You don't want the pipes to freeze. I got these off of Amazon. I only needed 2. I have another one basically in the front of the house, or the side of the house. Yeah, it's so cold. I wonder how it feels for the dogs at like 20 degrees. Go potty. No, I'm bouncing topics here, but while I was telling you guys why I ran up the stairs, I just didn't want to forget to open up the cabinet doors just so that like heat kind of like goes in. I mean, it's a thing that you do to winterize, I guess. So now that I got that done and the whole house is as prepared as I can possibly make it for the temperatures to drop, I'm actually really glad how this all worked out, because for a second there I really just was like, I'm not gonna call anybody to come fix this, because I was sleeping pretty comfortably. It seemed as if I was more warm than cold at night, but you also know I sleep under like a million layers, so it could have been that. But what kind of kept getting in my head was, I don't want there to be some issue that then escalates to an even bigger issue. So really, I was like, let's just do this as a preventative measure. And so, I mean, I'm so glad how it worked out. He was actually not supposed to come until tomorrow, but they were like prioritizing like who had heat kind of thing. But they did say that if he, you know, could fit me in, that he would come out today, and I was so surprised. He was a fantastic guy, so I do feel like I'm a customer for life with this company. So basically, and I'm just gonna give you guys this information in case some of you are interested, but I'll also try to make it quick so that it's not a complete snooze fest. But this house is run off of a Nest system, and it's also run off of 2 different units. The upstairs has its own unit and the downstairs has its own unit. And the upstairs unit was working fine. Like, worst case scenario, I honestly could have just gone up there. You know, I could have brought Loxy up there, and we would have been warm upstairs and it would have been okay until like this cold like passes. But like I said, it was a preventative thing. So the downstairs just was not hitting above 69, and in my mind I was just like, I just don't know how normal that is. But I was also like confused about why my Nest was saying alternate stage heat 2. I didn't know if that was the problem, and so I switched it back to main heat, thought that fixed it, but really it didn't. And so he came out, he looked, and he said that basically that when it gets to these temperatures and the way this house was wired with the Nest and the dual heat pumps and all that stuff, that it is supposed to hit that like auxiliary emergency heat kind of thing as a backup to supplement what the original heater can't really do and push when the temperatures get this cold. So the heater really isn't even designed to handle processing this much heat when it gets to below whatever the settings are for this stage 2, and the stage 2 was set, I think, honestly at 35 degrees. But so that means that once the outside temp drops below 35, the heater system's going to say, okay, the heater can't handle this temperature, so we're going to supplement and basically like add more heat from a different source, is how it works. And the reason why that wasn't working was because in this supplemental like heat, I have like 15,000 watts handling it. He said it's okay. I guess you can have more wattage to supplement this heat, but I had 15,000 watts, but only 5,000 was turned on and working. So that meant I was basically only getting 30% of heat that there was 70% of heat I wasn't getting. So basically really glad that I did call, and I guess there was a problem. So he had to basically like put in new wires, because I guess the wires that were supplementing the whatever wasn't working. So I think each wire was separate. I think it was like 5,000 per wire. I really don't know. So I guess he had to replace 2, or I really don't know how that worked. But he replaced it, and then he came downstairs, he pointed like a little laser gun, he beamed it up at the vents to see what I was getting, and immediately I was already getting like, it shot to 90% that fast once he switched out the wiring. And then we waited another little bit because he wanted to like see it climb to 100, and then he did it again, and it was at 98, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna put the cover back that he had like taken off to obviously do the wires. And then by the time he came back down, it was at 100. So so now the house is like running proper heat. Anyways, that's the story. There was something wrong, and luckily it was just a minor little fix, and that's that.